Hi all, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. So today's a little bit different. I hope that you enjoy this. It's something that really piques my interest and I have a very good feeling that it piques a lot of your interest too. I'm going to be starting a series where I discuss fan theories from different Disney films. So today I'm going to be discussing Beauty and the Beast. Now, Beauty and the Beast, if you haven't seen it, first of all, where have you been? But also, go and watch it. It's one of the most beloved Disney films, and because of that, there seems to be a lot out there. So I cherry-picked a few theories which I thought were really interesting, could be possibly true, things like that, and just open that discussion with it, really. So Beauty and the Beast is a fairy tale where we follow the protagonist Belle through her many adventures as she falls in love, and there's a whole battle and there's character progression. So yeah, it's a very good film. It's one of my favourite Disney films, which is kind of why I wanted to do that one first. So we're going to be discussing things from time loops to egg economies. So let's begin. The first one that I want to talk about is the egg economy. So as the theory goes, when you have the opening song Belle and Belle's travelling through the town, you see a woman going, "I need 6 eggs," and then you hear a man saying that's too expensive. Now, the theory says that when the woman says, "I need 6 eggs," and she hears that back, that it's actually the egg vendor telling her that it is too expensive for her to buy 6 eggs. Why does he know that it's too expensive for a peasant woman to buy just 6 eggs? Well, because Gaston lives there, and Gaston eats something like 400 eggs a week. So because of that, the economy of eggs, the supply of eggs is down here, but the demand is up here, which makes the cost go higher to basically... It's a supply and demand kind of thing. But because of Gaston, now apparently the peasants and the normal folk of the town can't afford to buy just something as simple as an egg. However, that's really easily dispelled, because if you actually watch that scene, not even the whole movie, just go and just search on YouTube for that one song and you'll see, as she says, "I need 6 eggs," Belle carries on the journey, and it's actually a man holding like a pot that says that's too expensive to another vendor. So I was a little bit disappointed, because I would have loved that to be true, but equally as well, like, not all dreams can come true. No. I just think it's one of them where it may be a little bit reaching, and it is just not paying full attention to the scene. But I thought it was worth mentioning just because I thought it was quite a cool one. The second one that I'm going to talk about is the less convoluted, but I think this one stands up. I think that it could be true. I haven't seen any official words either way, but I think it could be. So, when I read this, I was really interested. I was really happy. I love gothic horror and things like that as well. And it reminded me of the picture of Dorian Gray. So, when you go into the west wing of the Beast's castle, you see a portrait of him on the wall, but it's an adult prince. It's him as an adult. But we know that he never reached adulthood in his human form, because he was only 11 when he was transformed. And again, we know this because the flower bloomed to his 21st year. And then in Be Our Guest, Lumiere says, 10 years we've been rusting. And so that would mean that he was 11 when this all occurred, which already raises more questions as to how mean the Enchantress was. But still, as the theory goes, is that this portrait was basically a reminder to him for the fact that this is sort of who he is inside, or who he could be, or anything like that. And it's almost like a taunt of, look, this is you now, but it's not what you see because of how ugly you are inside, type of thing. But that would make sense to me, because there is no there's no way of knowing what he looked like as an adult, but this portrait is of an adult man, and it's a portrait of him as he is when he transforms back into his human form. So whether that's an oversight from the animator's point of view, which, you know, Disney aren't perfect. Sometimes they just do it because they wouldn't have thought that way. But equally, if it is that, I think that is just so cool, and I love it. And I think if it is that and it's just such a subtle thing, I think that's really good and it's really cool and I love it. And as I say, it has Dorian Gray vibes to me, and I'm here for that. So, the last one that I'm going to talk about today, just because I could go on and on and on about so many different theories. I could do an entire episode alone of Gaston. So, the last one that I'm going to talk about in this episode is a little bit convoluted, so bear with me. But it's that the townsfolk were also cursed at the same time as the beast and the castle and the inhabitants of the castle. And how they were cursed is that they were put into a time loop. And that's why they lived their day out every single day the same. Now, when I first read about this, seen this, I was like, that would answer some questions that I've had for a long time. Questions like, why haven't the townfolk ever wondered where the royal family have gone? Or where, like, the inhabitants of the castle have gone? Because surely somebody from the town must take supplies up to the castle, or people from the castle must come down to the town. So why wasn't anyone ever questioning it? And we know that that's sort of, again, the local town, realistically the only one in the area, because when the beast releases Maurice and says to the cart, take him back to the village, he knows exactly where he's going. So that sort of helped to answer that for me. And it was also slightly backed up again from the first song, because Belle goes, every day like the one before. And all throughout that song as well, she can predict what's about to happen. So she leaves the bookshop and she's reading a book and she pushes up the side to stop herself from getting splashed and all things like that. So it seems plausible to some degree that she knows what's coming, because it's literally the same, and it's because everybody's in this time loop. However, that would mean that Belle and Maurice realistically moved in after the enchantment happened and the curse happened. So why do all the town folks remember who they are? Why would every single day they'd know who Belle and Maurice are? Like, to the point where even LeFou refers to Maurice as that crazy old loon and things like that. They still also remember the days prior. Like, Gaston remembers that Belle rejected his marriage proposal. They all know. So whether it's because they've been there for so long, they've like established themselves within the loop, I don't know. And whether they think that's why it's a bit Belle's weird, I don't know. This is like my very, very basic understanding of time loops and things like that, because, well, they're not necessarily real as such as far as we know right now. I don't know. I know in physics there is a possibility of anything, but still, this is my understanding, and I don't see where it sort of works. So I think it will be good, but equally as well, I think that in some respect, just take the film as a film, and it's just a mark of how boring Belle's life was, more so than anything, and how basic her life was prior to this adventure that she ends up on accidentally. I think it's just to show that she was living this boring provincial life, and how strong her desire would be as anybody's to escape it. That's what I think is sort of more going on, rather than this time loop business. Again, I've never seen anything official about it. I've never seen anything official where it says that it's not true or anything like that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. However, as with anything I've discussed today, Please, if you have an opinion, if I'm wrong about anything and you want to give me more information or anything like that, please comment below. That would be amazing. If you have any theories or questions or anything that you would like to be discussed, and it doesn't have to just be about Beauty and the Beast, you can request different Disney films to talk about, please leave a comment below. If you like what you've watched and you think you'll like some more, I've got many other things on the way. Please hit like, subscribe and ring the bell to get notifications of when I post videos. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.